Hello, my name is Jack Diamond, and I'm 33 years old, and I'm been born and raised in Alaska. I'm Alaska native, and I'm proud to be one. But I'm a first responder. I am a trained emergency medical services. I volunteer for Hoona, Alaska, and this is my jacket where I have to go, not have to go to calls with, but this is just a jacket so I can just wear every other day, But and just to prove to you two things that I am a first responder. One of them is my emergency medical service certification. So I am a certified EMT for Alaska, EMT1, and I'm proud of it. Being a volunteer, emergency medical services takes a lot of courage, a lot of bravery, a lot of everything, and whatever comes with emergencies, just like any other community in the lower states. The only difference here is that, once you get a call out, these are the people you grew up with, and it's hard to see when you have to give that, bad news to a person that you've grown up with, a family, you've been in a community. We're about close to 750 people, just roughly around census-wise. And the other part, to show you that I'm immersed in medical services volunteer, is my radio. So I do get, when it actually happens, it happens. But yeah, I've been a volunteer for Hoona for over maybe 6 years, going 7, probably, around 7-ish, so almost. But yeah, I've committed myself to go through COVID. I've been here without pay for COVID. Well, they gave us stipend checks for COVID. I don't get paid, and my other job is being a tour guide. I've been running this company called Rivers Alaska, and this is my tour company. And like every other tour company that started late during the COVID years, I haven't been able to provide much income other than tips, and it's pretty sad. My dad, I am not going to include any names in here other than myself, out of their safety and my safety. I know people with other malicious intent would probably figure out something to harm me or harm anybody in my community, or I don't even know. But I'm part of one of the few victims of corruption. And the reason why I say that is because I used to work as a pool lifeguard here. And when I say used to, is I was wrongfully fired the first time because I stood up for the safety of the community. And the manager that was appointed to that didn't know anything about lifeguarding or even know how to run a pool. And I stood up for the safety of the community. And so I got sidelined. And I would honestly tell you more of the truth about other things. I'm not going to name any of that anyone. But beforehand, I had been struggling with depression. This is my second time going through depression. I was depressed in high school for I don't know how long. And I try to be a role model, not just to kids, but to everybody else. And especially my daughter and her older sister. That's not biologically mine. That's a whole different other story. But I don't want this to be a pity party. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to, like, be a show off. Showing off my wealth or anything like that. Honestly, I'm living with my parents, and my dad's a big Buffalo fan. I lost family members over the years. Family. I don't really have time to grieve at all because I'm 24/7 on call here. And yes, my EMS group would say, yeah, you have a lot of time. But the thing is, we were so short-handed for medical staff, for emergency medical services, for EMTs. It was just the four of us this whole time. Until recently, I don't know when, but no one wants an EMT that has puffy eyes, looking red, looking depressed, looking sad. They want someone there for them in their time of need. And as first responders, there comes times where we just can't handle it. But we have to keep pressing forward. And so we look like robots. A lot of times. We don't show our feelings. We don't look sad. And yes, we are feeling sad. We are sad in that moment. If we have one of those special type of calls where we have to stop what we're doing and give them the bad news. Sorry for the haircut and a little bit of the mess, but I'm really struggling right now. Not just as a first responder, but as a son. My 77-year-old father, on December 3rd, 2024, he fell in the bathroom in a hotel in Seattle. My mom and I heard a noise, and we went to go check on him. Luckily, he had the door unlocked, or else I would have been in emergency too. I open the door, and I just see my dad's lifeless body there. My mom and I screamed. I started to cry. Once I knew he was conscious, I'm like, okay, he's still alive. He couldn't move. My mom was a trained basic first responder. Just basic first aid, CPR, and AED. My mom and I had to set aside my feelings for my dad and save him. As well as my mom had to set aside her feelings to save him too. I've been depressed for so long. I have multiple PTSD of a lot of things. My dad was on the verge of helping the school because he became superintendent. I became a PE teacher because the school needed a PE teacher. They found out that day my dad had a ruptured disc in his neck. And he's temporarily paralyzed because when the rupture happened in his neck, it put pressure on his spinal cord. And the commercial airlines didn't understand the situation, and we almost had to pay for my ticket. Luckily, my dad fell in Seattle, where there's a major hospital, instead of here in Alaska. Gonna pan it to the shirt over there. That shirt right there. That one. My uncle helped get me, which is a Josh Allen jersey from Buffalo, and he had to send it on FedEx to me in Seattle. Because my dad and I were gifted season tickets. The principal here gave us tickets to see the football game. Our two favorite teams, one on the AFC side and one on the NFC side. But my dad grew up in Buffalo, Rochester. But he went to Buffalo University, graduated as a teacher, and he's probably one of the better superintendents in Alaska. He helped, a lot of teachers get opportunities, and he helped a lot of kids out, especially me, his own son. But we're struggling. We're struggling so much. I don't even have a personal vehicle of my own, and I'm 33 years old. We only drive one vehicle, which is our tour van. Our personal one broke down and we sold it. Then, after we sold it, the guy fixed it. And now he drives around with it. So, my dad's like, oh, it's okay. We're going to try to get a new one. I'm trying to get a hold of the Buffalo Bills. I never ask for help from anybody. I try to get help from my heroes, such as celebrities, but I'm not going to name names out of safety for them. Please, I need help. My family needs help. I'm not a person that likes big houses and sports cars or luxury cars. I just want to live in Alaska. I want a vehicle for Alaska. A vehicle that I can depend on at out the road, on the dirt road. A vehicle that I can go fishing and hunting with without giving a care about it. And still I'll clean it, but I don't really care about the mud, the dirt all over the vehicle. I mean, yes, I'll clean it on my own every now and then. I just need a help with a push start. Normally, adults like me don't live with their parents for 30 years. I've been trying to make it on my own. I've been trying hard, but just the managers here and business owners here, it's not all business owners, but some business owners. It's corruption, violating safety, and we are a community that depends on the cruise ships. And even the big giant money maker here, which is, I'm not going to say their name here in Huna because I don't want to get a lawsuit. So they promised a lot of things to the community if they made this a cruise ship stop, and now those promises are not being kept. Our bears are starting, coastal brown bears on our island, starting to go away from the good spots because of the major tour company here. Not the right people they don't give them the right training, or don't give them the right type of living quarters. Their living quarters are very bad. But it's not just the Buffalo Bills I would like to get their attention. It's the fan base as well. I know the people in California are very more unfortunate than me. Which, if I was there, I would give my services voluntarily at EMT, or help picking up stuff for them and whatnot. I'll still do that. It's just because how I was raised. Always be kind, always be respectful, even if they don't deserve it. You can just give them some sort of respect and all that. But as a first responder here, yes, I get that, thank you, you're doing a good thing for this community and all. But there are some in real life, that's still kind of, it's not physical harassment or physical bullying, but, rumors and, that happens. Again, I'm not going to give out any names, but you can ask my EMS chief, you can ask my EMS crew, you can give the Huna Police Department a call to acquire their numbers, acquire my number, because I'm not going to give that out, or my dad's, or, my mom's information. I'm already in debt of $800. I don't make enough money at all. It's hard to survive here. I haven't seen my dad in almost 2 months since I had to leave him. I'm not trying to pity party anyone in Buffalo. I'm not trying to pity party any of your first responders. But my family needs help. My dad needs help. They had to do surgery in his neck. Replace the ruptured disc. And it's going to take him a long time to finally walk again. And it's going to cost a lot of money even though he has insurance. Which we may not have enough at all. And on top of that, I am the firstborn boy in a whole giant family. And my other parts of the family are struggling too. I really want to help all of them. I really wish I had a car, my own vehicle, so I can drive from here to my fire station with my own vehicle and answer the call. We only have the one van. And my parents, during calls, they need the car too. And sometimes I have to walk back. But a lot of my fellow crew members offer me rides, which I like, thank you. I thank them very much. I appreciate them. I love them. And I hope YouTube doesn't take this down. I hope everyone that's a Buffalo fan gets to see this. I never owned my own jersey. This is my first fan jersey right there ever in my life. Other than I found a Seattle Mariners jersey, not a number jersey, but a jersey at a secondhand store. Found it, little tiny jewel, with no number, but I had it signed by, Logan. I'll name him at least. I forgot his full name, but I have it signed. I also got the Moose signed. I really wish I had, all the professional MLB athletes have signed my white jersey. I love baseball. I used to grow up playing baseball. I never really much played football because I never been in a community where there was football other than Anchorage, Alaska, but I was about in kindergarten, preschool, so. But I hope the whole Buffalo franchises see this. My dad's a very big fan of you guys. He's been a fan since all the times that Buffalo was in the Super Bowl. And unfortunately, we cannot buy tickets because I don't make enough money for that. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to go from here to this community, which is our capital city in Alaska, called Juneau. The commercial airlines, the small one that runs this route, put their prices so high, and it's actually unfair to the community because we don't make enough. And I really want to see my dad at my birthday. My birthday's coming up, and I won't be able to see him on my birthday. Yes, I will see him on FaceTime. I won't be able to see my dad physically on my birthday. And I'll come back a couple days. I'll come to see him a couple days later after my birthday. But with the cost of an Airbnb or hotels or rental car, food, and everything just to go see my dad puts us in a very bad spot. Yes, I have miles. But I won't be able to stay too long. And we missed our trip to Hawaii. And that's kind of like, to me, I love the ocean. I love going boogie boarding. I turn to like one of the healthy persons, making peanut butter and jelly for a lunch and having a juice and Powerade, Gatorade, and water. And, I just go out for almost the whole day out boogie boarding. When I wake up, I eat only a little bit. I wait a little bit longer. I have my own boogie board that I had to buy on sale, actually, because I can't afford any of the other ones. And I finally bought my first fins in so long. cost me almost everything. And now I won't be able to go there. And going to Hawaii, it's not the fact that it's a tour place or like a nice place, a hot place, It's the fact that I am very connected with nature and the wildlife. I just love it. And I love seeing sea turtles, and I love snorkeling and whatnot. My goal in life wants to be a paramedic or an advanced EMT. But I struggle with studying because I have a reading disability. It's not dyslexia. And another thing is I want to also be a boat captain. I want to own a catamaran so I can help relieve some of the pressure of travel going from here to Juneau. And but I can't do that catamaran thing. That's a very big thing to ask for. Very big. But at least I want to study, get these like pharmaceutical cards. But again, I'm asking too much. I'm already asking so much even for a vehicle. And I'll feel bad because I don't even own one. And also my girlfriend down south, I'm not going to say the community, but I'm just going to say the state in South Carolina. She's struggling with her health so bad. And I have to pay not just my cell phone bill, but I help pay for her cell phone bill. I help pay for some of her food a lot. And I have to pay my food here. And like I said, I'm already in debt, $800. And I'm also a good photographer, a wildlife photographer. Not as good as some of those big professionals out there, but I take pictures of coastal brown bears, and I have like these award-winning pictures from years ago, and I wish I submitted them to get some money so I can buy myself the camera I wanted. I studied for. I went into YouTube and I figured out which camera is mine and what lens I want, what attachments I need, and everything else. And I also want to get a drone, not like a big giant one, but like the Mavic series, DJI Mavic series, the medium-sized drone that can, even if it's turbulence windy, it can stabilize and have a good digital zoom to see much more further away. I'm not going to go to the bear. I'm just going to go straight up and just have it hovering all of like a very decent height, and just use the camera to see where there's bears at, so the guests can get a very good experience. And even though they don't see it physically, but they can see it in a different type of way. But I'm already struggling trying to find. I don't know if we're gonna be touring this year because of lack of insurance, and we may not have a tour because just federal rules. So, but I'm not trying to pity party anybody. I'm not trying to con anybody. I highly recommend calling our Hoonah Police Department, HPD. I'm not going to give you the phone number. You got to look it up yourself, because I don't want this to develop in like fake calls going somewhere or anywhere. And I don't want to tell you my girlfriend's name, my parents' name, my mom's name, or anybody else's name, and for the lack of their safety. So you got to figure out that yourself by calling the Hoonah Police Department dispatch number, which is a 907 number, and I'm not gonna go beyond that. So if you want to get more of the story, you can also call Search Behavioral Health Center. And again, Search Behavioral Health Center. And if you want to know about me and my struggle, and if it's real and depression is real, I recommend you calling them and asking for Jack Diamond. I'd like to get to know him, and I'm gonna have to sign a paper of release of information because that's my private information. And I'm not going to tell you who my counselor is out of the safety for his name too. So, but I'm asking for help. Again, I'm not doing this out of pity party. I'm not doing this out of corruption or conning. I need help. That's all I'm asking. You can make me a millionaire, you can make me famous. I wouldn't care anything about it. I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna be a first responder. I'm still gonna rather drive my vehicle for Alaska that I want. I'm not asking for like a Lincoln Navigator, a Chrysler, or a fancy sports car, or a cheap Wagoneer, like some type of luxury car. I'm not asking for that. I just want a vehicle that I would like, that I would rather have, so I can just use it every day for my work. And I'm not gonna be dressing, I'm just still gonna be me, dressing different types of t-shirts, jeans, shirts, sandals, whatnot. So I'm just asking for help.